Today I'm going to show you how to replace the screen on an HP Pavilion DM-3099SE. I ordered my screen from screencountry.com after I broke it, and it came very well packaged and it shipped very quickly as well. I am uploading this because I didn't see very many good tutorials on how to replace the screen, and I thought I might be able to help someone in the future with a similar problem that I have. So let's get started on that. First thing we're going to do is make sure the computer is off. We also want to unplug it from the power source as well as remove the battery from the back. So to remove the battery, we'll just push this tab over. The battery will pop up and now you can remove it. And if you had any questions about which model number yours is specifically, you can look under here. And as I said before, this one is a DM-3099SE. So now that we have the battery out, we have the power source removed, and the computer is off, we can begin to replace the screen. The hardest part of this replacement is going to be to remove these covers over the screws. There's two screws here at the bottom that we have to remove, and you got to use some tool to be able to pick these off. They are glued underneath, so it could take some work. I'm going to start on mine. I've never done it before, but we'll see how it goes. I've got a few tools to work with. Okay, so what ended up working for the first one was I have this tiny flathead screwdriver that I've used to replace phone screens before. And this is what ended up being able to pry it off. And it wasn't necessarily that I got underneath it, I was just able to get enough pressure on it that it bubbled up and then popped itself off. So there's a little glue, but not much. And this is the small piece that came off. So let me remove the other one now. Okay, so here's the other one. So I had to just find a Phillips head screwdriver now to be able to remove these two screws. Remember, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. We'll pick those off and save those for later. They do appear to have some blue Loctite on them, so they may be a little difficult to get off at first, and you can see that blue Loctite on the screw. But it does not require anything except for a little effort to get those off. So now we're going to remove the bezel around our screen, and it really just pops off. You can stick your fingernails in there and pry it off. Be careful around the corners. Those seem to be the most difficult spots. But other than that, it's very easy. Okay. I seem to have run into some adhesive on the old screen connected to the back of the bezel here, but I was able to just slide this prying tool between them. Anything like a guitar pick may work as well. Careful using blades. You don't want to cut any of the wires back here. So now we're going to remove 4 screws that are holding this screen onto the back of the laptop screen here, and we'll go. Okay, so I have removed the 4 screws holding the screen on, and now the screen will be able to come and let it hinge down towards the keyboard, and be very careful not to rip this ribbon cable back here that is connected, holding the 40-pin connector in here. So we want to, there's a little sheath, a little clear sheath that we want to just carefully pick off, that is covering the 40-pin connector, and it's the gold connector back here. So that was a little trickier than I thought. Let me bring the camera down closer so that I can show you up close what to do so that you can prevent any potential damages to your connector here. So here's what I was just working on. We have the clear tape that you peel up. That was not difficult at all. And then there's a bar here that is going around the 40 pin connector. And it has this gold colored tape on it. You can grab a hold of that and pry it up. See now that it hinges there. See the bar? And then just push back on this and it will slide out. It'll slide backwards. Did you see that? Was that too quick? It just fits in like so. That bar holds it in place. And then you just slide it out. So now that we have the gold connector back off, our screen is free to be removed. There's nothing else holding it on. And that one is trash. Let me get the new one out. And we're going to do the reverse of everything we just did. We're going to lay it down so that the gold pin connector can connect to the one that's on the ribbon cable here. We're going to slide it into place, fold that hinged bar over it to hold it in place, and then put the tape down. Alright, so that's done now, and I have everything connected properly here. The tape is back down, the gold 40 pin connector's in with the hinge over it holding it in place. We're going to lift it up so that we can align the holes, put the screws back in. So I have the 4 screws back in now. I'm just going to test the screen to make sure it works before I put everything back on. Alright, so I've got a beautiful screen again. Let me remove the plastic cover that came on it. I'm sure that's to help prevent any scratches, other things like that. And now I'm going to put the bezel back on. And it just all snaps right into place. Now we need to put the screws back in on the bottom, left and right hand corners. And I can put these covers back over the screws. So there you go. I have a beautiful screen again. I bought my screen from screencountry.com. I'll put a link in the description below to their website. It's a very simple process. You just put in the make of your computer and the model number, and they can help you find the right screen. There's instructions to get the right screen resolution, which is important. And there's also an option for this screen replacement between matte and glossy. I have the glossy, and it's a very clear picture. Much better than the matte screen that I had on it from the manufacturer. So there you go, guys. Thanks for watching this tutorial on how to replace your screen for the HP Pavilion DM-3099SE.